See, so you installed a brand new SAP system. So after installation, at the time of implementation, for example, you have to plan. I'm going with a 3 system installation. One system is Dev, second system SID. Also, you should decide first only. That is QA. Then the third one is PRT. The first system you install is development system. You won't install all the systems at once. First only we configure a development system. After doing all the developments, we move. Then we build a new quality system. Then we move all the things to quality. Then later we build the production system. But whatever you do in development, you have to send that to quality, from that to production. So before building up that quality system, production itself, you have to decide that SIDs and you have to create some virtual systems with the same name to do the TMS configuration. In TMS configuration, you cannot do TMS configuration with one system, right? So we should have at least, for example, you are planning for 3 systems. All the efforts of developers should move from development to quality, quality to production. So you have to decide first to configure TMS. At least you should have systems with you. For that reason, what we do, we create some virtual systems. So this is only my development system. See, what is my system name? Dev. I don't have any system with me. So the upcoming system SID is what? QA. I already decided. The next coming system PRD I have already decided. So I have to create that 2 virtual systems. One is quality, second one is production. And I have to configure the TMS. Then I need to draw the transport routes, transport layers. When you build your real system, just remove this virtual system and add the same system into this TMS. Just you need to remove that virtual system with the same name, physical system you have to add. So this is one of the post installation activity. The TMS configuration is, what are the post installation activities generally? So first of all, when you install your system, first of all you have to hit one T code called SICK. First of all you have to hit one T code called SICK, SICK. Remember these T codes. SICK T code. So system consistency check, initial consistency check, what we call. So if you got any errors, SAP is suggesting to reinstall the system. Why? You are building your system for the first time. This is a lifetime system, you have to do development, or else, for example, it is a production system. If your production system installation itself is having some problems, errors, then you will get errors continuously throughout your lifelong business time. So if you are getting any errors when you hit SICK code after installation, it is better to reinstall the system. So do I have any errors here? No errors. So I can further proceed. Then import profiles. I have to import the profiles. How you do that? RZ10 call profiles. You won't get this screen. When I call the profiles, I won't get this screen. For that, what I need to do? Just go to utilities, import profiles of active servers. Utilities, import profiles of active servers. What happens when you import profiles? What happens? You install database separately, you install application separately. This application's information is not there in the database. This profiles belongs to your USR SAP directory, right? USR SAP belongs to application. Your software will be in the database, but this USR directory's information is not there in the database. So when you import the profiles, what happens? It will, all the USR SAP profiles directory will be copied to your database. From that point onwards, whenever you call profiles, it will be showing you all the available profiles. The second post installation activity is this. Finish. And third thing, you have to apply the license first. This is first. You can after SICK you can apply the license. License, S license. The T code is S license. So the temporary license will be installed for 90 days. See, 8 22 to 11/22. So the temporary license will be installed for 90 days. You have to apply for license from service marketplace. You have to give your hardware key, installation, your system ID, and a host name. Then SAP will provide you the license key. Then you have to apply the license. Just say install, and that file, whatever the file you downloaded from service marketplace, that file you have to give here. See, to request the license key, here is the link, service.sap.com license key. If you go to that location now, it will ask you for your system details. You have to fill up the details. Immediately they will send you license for the to the verified email address, through which email address you purchase the software. That email address will get the license key. You just install that license. So license installed, SIG, license, import profiles. Then create a client, SCC4, and by default you will get 000, 001 and 066, right? So you cannot, you know about all these clients. So you cannot work in these clients. So to do work, to do all the development, you need a separate client. So I am creating a new client name 100 by using SCC4. After that, you need to do some local client copy from 000 to 100. Finish. Then schedule some standard background jobs. SM36. Schedule standard background jobs. Whatever the jobs are required for your business, you have to schedule that businesses. By selecting this from this basis component, from this list, you have to schedule whatever the jobs are required for your business. You have to schedule this. Few jobs monthly, few jobs weekly, few jobs hourly, whatever. Okay. Next, configure TMS. The next part is configure TMS. But you have only one system with you. You haven't installed your quality system and production system. Then how? For that we have to create virtual systems. How to create that virtual systems? I'll show you. So first, configure TMS. Before configuring TMS, I told you, you have to hit one T code. You have to activate CTO, change transport organizer. What is the T code for that? SE06. Excellent. SE06. And what is your system? Your system is a wait for 1 minute. No? Okay. What is your system? Am I audible? Yeah. What is your system? Whether your system is a fresh installation or a result of database copy or migration. Fresh installation means you have installed the operating system on the top of the database. Then you install SAP by using SWPM. That is called as a standard installation. Database copy or migration is the advanced concept. Already existing system will be there. From that system's data, we build a new system. So this system is a fresh installation. So I am going with standard installation and I say perform post installation activities. See, select standard installation and say perform post installation activities. Then what it is asking, do you want to reinstall CTS, change the transport system? Yes. So it is asking what processing after installation completed, configure TMS now. So when I hit SC06, what happens in a backend? SC06 contains three functionalities. What are they? Customizing organizer, workbench organizer, transport organizer. SC10, SC09 and SC01. These three functionalities will be activated. And this application is installed separately and database is installed separately. So the database, this application's SID will be stored into your database for the first time, and it will create a initial transport request ID like SID K902, and in a backend it will create one user also. One is a TMS ADM user, TMS administrator user, TMS ADM user. These all things will happen in a backend. See, these three functionalities will be activated. Your application's SID will be storing into the database for the first time, and TMS ADM user is created. Now configure TMS. go to STMS T code. To configure TMS, the T code is STMS. So this is my system. So save. This is creating a new domain. See, domain underscore dev. Okay, save. New user's own password or new standard old. I'm going with new standard password. I'm giving one password for, see, the user ID TMS ADM user is creating. Okay, basis 123. Okay, I'm giving one password. See, the repeated password must be same. Okay, did I type something wrong? Otherwise, go with the old standard password. Okay, old standard password. Okay. TMS. Okay, save old standard password. Okay, yeah. Okay, you are logged on to a domain controller. This information you won't get. Someone is deleted my account, so I'm getting this. So you will get only this message. You are logged on to a domain controller. Okay. Now, only you are having one system named Dave. You have to create two virtual systems. For that, overview systems. Only one system is there, right? So this is your domain controller symbol. This symbol is domain controller, and this is active. SAP system, create virtual system. So in this screen, go to SAP system, create virtual system. Okay. The next SID I am giving is QUA. Remember, you have to give this SID only. The upcoming system, I am going with quality. Save. Another system create. This is virtual system symbol. Create another system. SAP system, create virtual system. PRD. Next coming system is PRD. Production. See, now three systems are there. Three individual systems. The next thing is what? I have to create some transport routes between these systems, right? And go back. More. Transport routes. Overview. Transport routes. So you got your systems. Go to change mode. And here we having an option called standard configuration. Standard configuration, it will configure automatically. How many systems? Three systems. Okay. What is your development system name? Dev. Quality system name? QUA. And your production system name? Production. PRD. Okay. Three systems. See? Development system, quality system, and production system. You got one transport layers and transport routes. The consultation route needs layers. The delivery route don't require any layer, only one route is required. One is for standard objects, SAP, the route name. For customizing objects, Z SID. My SID is Dave here. So first change and edit, then standard configuration, then distribute and activate. The TMS configuration will be activated across the landscape. Okay. Three systems configure. Save three systems configuration. Okay. Do you want to distribute and activate the configuration across all the systems? Yes. Now the configuration is activated and distributed. See, when you configure this TMS now, you will get two files in your bin directory, usr sap trans. Under that bin you get domain.configuration file and tp profile, domain configuration file and the tp profile. Before configuring TMS you won't get these files, only you will be having usr sap trans bin. Under that you won't have any files. When you configure TMS, then only you get this. This is how we configure TMS. Okay, configure TMS fine. Now all your functionalities are activated. You configure TMS. Now you want to move some data from here to development system to quality system. How to create a transport request? Simple. Creating a transport request is very simple. See, if you do any changes to standard objects, what happens? Who will record? If you do any changes to standard objects, who will record? Why?
Workbench.
Workbench
Workbench.
Workbench organizer will record as a workbench request. If you do any client specific changes, customizing organizer record as a customizing request. That's it. So I'll create a user here to do the transport. SAP Star don't have that authorization, so I'm creating a user called, for example, let's take Samir. I'm creating a user. It is not part of TMS. User administration. How to create a user? Create last name Samir. Okay, log on data. I'm giving password as India123. Yeah, 123. Profiles. I give all authorizations as of now. SAP underscore all and SAP underscore new. All the new authorizations, whatever we have in SAP, everything. Okay. Save. Okay. Now I'll log in with Samir user. Then I'll do the TMS kind of things. Log off. Okay, I gave user ID password to Samir. Now Samir is logging. 000 Samir. The password is India123. As administrator, I know that password. Right? Nobody should know that password. So Samir should have his own password. So Samir will create his own password as basis 123. Okay. Fine. Now, okay, I'll do one cross client change here. It will prompt me for a transport request. I'll show you. One of the cross client changes a logical system. Whenever you are creating client, you are getting one option called logical system. Did you remember that? Logical system, we are leaving it as a blank, right? So what is that logical system? What is that logical system means? It is a alias name for a client.
Alias name of client.
So client number is what? 100. This ABAP programming language don't understand client by its number. If you want to move some data from this client to that client, internally every client should be allotted as a logical system name. Logical system name is nothing but a alias name, a secondary name we are giving. That naming convention is SID, CLNT and what is that? SID, CLNT and number. Logical system naming convention, boss.
SID, CLNT, client.
Client number.
Okay, right. For 100, I am giving that logical system name. To create a logical system name, the T code is BD54.
BD54.
Okay. See, when I hit BD54, it is giving me one caution. Caution, the table is cross client. Cross client means what? Independent data. If I do any changes here, it should prompt me for a transport request. So I'll do one change here. See, new entries, logical system name, SID, CLNT, 100. Logical system name for 100. Just I am saving. Save. See, it is prompted for which request? Workbench request. I am changing some cross-client data, so your workbench organizer recording that as a workbench request. Request number. If you have any request already, you can give that request number. If you don't have any request, just say create. Description, give the description. Logical system name for client 100. Oh, who is that? Okay, I'm creating a transport request. Now it will give you. Yeah. Logical system for client 100. Now it will create a new transport request. See here, it is not created any transport request now. It will create a transport request now. Dave K 9 lakh 2. Okay, it is a workbench request. Okay, so I am changing some cross-line data. It is prompting for a workbench request. Simple. So to check workbench request, the T code is what?
SC.
SC
09.
SC 09. SC 09. Okay. Who is the user? By username Samir, whatever the workbench requests are there, I want to check. Just uncheck that customizing workbench request and say display. It will show you the transport request SID K9 lakh 2. So for every transport request, you will get one sub request. You will get one sub request. 2, this is 3. So if the owner is who? Samir. And the status is what? A modifiable. Till you release the transport request, you can do any changes in the transport request. Once you release now, that is, status will be changed as a released. If I open this, what I have in that? TBDLS Dave CLNT 100. Whatever I have done change, that is there. Now I want to move this to quality system. So what you need to do? First, you need to release that transport request. You need to release that transport request. See, if I release that transport request, what it is saying? Select the transport request and say release truck button. In development client, you created a transport request, you have released. Reference task should be released, not yet released. So first you have to release subtask, then only main task. So I am releasing this now. Released. Now you can release Dave K9 lakh 2. Okay. Now I release this one. Releasing a transport request is nothing but exporting. That means from the database level, I am exporting the data to my USR SAP trans directory. If I refresh it, successfully completed. See what is happening? Export is happening. Release a transport request is nothing but export. So from the database, that client's logical system name is now copied to your application level into USR SAP trans. If you go to your USR SAP trans, you should get two files. One is co file, second one is data file. If you open that co file, you will get K9 lakh 2 file, and if you open that data file, you will get R9 lakh 2. So you created a transport request in development, you release the transport request. After releasing, what happens? Co file and data file will be released, and your transport request will be added to your target system. What is your target system? Quality. So how to import that transport request into quality? Yes? Okay, I'll show you. STMS, or else you can say STMS underscore import also. STMS, if you go to overview, imports, development system, do any request we have there? Import queue. If I refresh, see, one transport request is there. In which system it is added? One to quality system. If you open that quality system, you'll get that. Just to select that request and say import. Request import. Why my import is disabled here? That system is not a physical system. It's a logical system. When you build your quality system now, this will be activated. You can import one by one transport request. Go to request and say, see, go back, stms underscore import the T code, stms underscore import, or else you can say just stms and import. Directly the imports overview screen will come, and refresh it. Sorry, stms overview imports, quality system import you want to check. See, you get, and select this and say import. If it is a physical system, how you import? I'll show you now. If it is a physical system, how you import? Simple. My screen is visible?
Yes.
Yes. Now go to quality system. In development system, you created a transport request and you release the transport request to co-file data file generated. You copy that co-file data file from USR SAP trans to quality systems USR SAP trans co-file data file folders. You have to copy that. Then hit stms underscore import T code in quality system. This import queue is empty. If you refresh, you will get. Otherwise, you can add also manually. You can add that transport request. Go into import, extras, other request, add one transport request, whatever the transport request you are having. Here the transport request is different. In our case, that will be Dave K9 lakh something. Okay. It will be automatically added to your import queue. Now it will be showing that transport request. See, you got the transport request. Till here you know, right? How to import? Just see. Just to select the transport request. See, here this is the small truck button and this yellow, complete yellow is a big truck button. This small truck button we use for single transport request import. That big truck button is if you are having some multiple transport requests, select all and click on this big truck button. Otherwise, this single truck button. Now only I am having single transport request, so I am clicking single truck button here. That is import button. Just select the transport request and say import request. Now it will ask you for target client. What is your target system according to our example? Quality, QUE.
Quality.
Target client is what? Whatever the client we have in quality. In quality also we will be having 000, 000 and 066, and you created your own new client 200. 100 is development client in development system, 200 is quality client in quality system. Select that 200 client there. You can also schedule this importation as a background job also. You can select immediately, it will import immediately. Otherwise, you can give a time or else event based trigger also you can do that. So I'm going with immediate and giving the transport client, target client. See, if you see here, date, execution and options. Date means you can schedule that import. Execution means synchronous, asynchronous will be there. And in options, you have to select that options also. I'm saying immediate. Options. See, important thing here is options. So when you are working, if you are working professional, how you get the ticket? So what they will give you, a developer created one transport request. He released the transport request. You as a basis consultant, you won't release a transport request. The owner has to release the main task. Who is the owner here? Samir is a developer. Samir will create one transport request. He will release the transport request. After releasing, what he say, please import this BSDK 9 lakh 8 transport request into quality systems 001 client with using options 1 2 3. 1 2 3 means the first option, second option, 3 option, or else you can say 1 2 3 and 7. You have to check whatever they mention. Just so you have to go to TMS underscore import into quality system and select your transport request if there is the transport request. If not, just go to request, add that request manually and copy that code file and data file from development system to quality system, then say import. Then it will ask you for target system and target client and go to options. From options, whatever they mention, what are the options you need to select, they decide. They will tell you in the mail the ticket, whatever the ticket you got in that ticket, they will mention please choose first 3 options. So you have to check these 3 options and say okay. What about these options? See, leave transport request in a queue for later import. That means wait. So what are the other options? First check this. Leave transport request in queue for later import. That means if you select this option and say okay, it won't import the transport request. The transport request will be in queue. So for example, if your quality system is not ready, then only we check this one. Leave transport request in a queue for later import. When we build our physical system, then at a shot we'll import all the transport requests what are there in the queue. Import transport request again. If you want to re-import one transport request which is already imported, if you want to re-import, then select second one. Overwrite originals. Overwrite originals means what? In your repository, you have done some changes. This transport request is you coming and changing your original repository objects. So you are allowing that changes to be done on your original repository. Overwrite objects in unconfirmed repairs. Ignore whatever. If you get any problems, you simply check ignore. These options that transport request owner will give you, whatever the options you have to choose while importing the transport request. You don't deal with these options. Just only what you need think, transport request number and the target system, target client and the options what you want to choose at the time of importation. As a basis consultant, your duty is what? Just import a transport request. If the transport request is not there in the queue already, you have to manually add that transport request. You have to copy co-file data file from that source system to target systems USRCP trans. Then select TMS underscore import, select the import queue, select your transport request and say import. At that time, it will ask you for target system, target client and options. You have to select these 3 things which are mentioned in the ticket, then finish. As a basis consultant, everything is very clear for you. See, I'm checking 4 options. First 4 options. We So import of transport request is into system BSD into client 001. It is importing. Yes, you have selected all those options. Once again, read it. If not, go back and uncheck. Then say yes. Now, see the track button is here. ST. This track button is running. Once it is imported, you will get a written code there. 0, 4, 8 and 12. 0 means successful. 4 means warnings, 8 means errors, 12 means fatal error. If you get 0 and 4, nothing to worry. If you get 8, you have to inform that user, that developer, whoever the owner of the transport request, that your transport request is getting 8 error. 8 means the problem with your program, report, screens, whatever you are modifying, the transport request contents, that is having some problem. So you have to please look into that before importing into the production. You have to tell them. If it is 12 means that is a basis error. If your TP is not working, your transport is not configured, background jobs are not scheduled, the technical issue is 12. 0 and 4, nothing to worry. 0 is successful and 4 is warnings. You can ignore the warnings. This is how we create a transport request and we import into the target systems. Any doubt? Can I show you one more time how to create a transport request? Simple. You can say C01. You can create a transport request. Just say create. Which type of transport request you want to create? Customizing request. Okay. You can create an empty transport request also. Test request. You can say test request. Okay. Description. Save. See, one is created. One transport request is created. It is in modifiable state. So if you want to check last transport request, display, which is released. See, this transport request is released. Prior to this, it was modifiable. Now it is released. Once the transport request is released, you cannot do any changes in this transport request. If it is modifiable state, you can do any changes in that. Modifiable customizing request. Now we created customizing request and modifiable with Samir user. See, this is modifiable. So you can add anything, you can do any changes into this. Once it is released, you cannot do anything. So what we do, we'll create a new client one more time and we create a new transport request. SCC4. Okay, create. The table is cross-lined, means that if you are doing some changes to here, it will create a transport request. New entries 200 development city Hyderabad logical system. Do you have any logical system? No. So what I am going to do, I will create a new logical system. So I am going with /o. Why I am using /o? I need this screen and that screen also, old screen also, right? /o bd54 to create a logical system name. Okay, new change.
Sir, in real time, we will not release a transport request.
No, no. What is the logical system name? Naming convention is there. SID, CLNT, and the client number is 200. 200. I am giving just alias name. Logical system for client 200. If as a basis consultant, if you are creating a logical system, then you are the owner of the transport request. So you have to release that. It is not like that the basis consultant won't create a won't release a transport request. Sometimes we also create transport requests. See, this is basis consultant job to create a logical system, for example. So when I'm creating as a basis consultant, the transport request owner should be me only. So I have to release the transport request. So there are some settings we do, some customizing settings we do as a basis consultant in post installation activities also. That also creates some transport request. So whether it may be a customizing request or a workbench request, the rule is owner has to release the transport request. Owner is basis consultant or a functional consultant or a developer. Uh, that is secondary. The owner has to release. So I am not giving you that statements. A basis consultant never release a transport request. He may release a transport request if he is the owner of the transport request. I hope you got it. Save.
Yes.
Save. Okay, request. I want to create a new request. So create. If you want to add that into other already existing request, just select from this list. You will get the request. No workbench requests are there already. One is there, but already that is released. You cannot add into that. So I am creating a new transport request here. Create logical system for 200 client. Okay, fine. Yes. See, Dave K 9,06,000 is created. Fine. Okay. Now go back to that screen and give that a logical system name. Select. It will show Dave client CLNT 200. Okay. Currency INR. Client role. Some customizing. And I'm saying we are not doing client administration here. Okay. See, be careful when changing the logical system name. Okay, fine. Done. Now I want to release the transport request to quality system. Simple /se 01 or 09 or 10, everything is same. Just you have to select this workbench request modifiable state with the name Samir. Display. So what it has some subtask. Under that subtask you will be having that TBDLST Dave CLNT 200. First of all, you have to release that subtask, select that subtask and say release. Okay, then main task, release. When I say release, what happens in a backend? The export will happen and this transport request will be added to your target system's buffer. When I select target system, quality systems import queue, this transport request you can see there. How it is going to quality systems import queue? Means you configure TMS from development, the next target is quality. From next quality, next target is production. Could not start program TPO. What happens? Yeah. In process, if I say export, refresh, exported. Now check in your co-file data file. Development systems co-file data file, you will get that 6 K6R6 co-file K9,06,000 and in data file R9,06,000. If your development system, quality system and production system are sharing same directory, I need not to copy this co-file and data file. Why? This directory is shared. If not, then I have to copy this co-file and the data file to quality systems USR SAP trans, the same location, co-file and data file. Then log in into your quality system and say TMS, or else directly you can see hit TMS_import and go to quality systems import queue. Only one transport request is there, right? TP is not working sometimes. I'm having some problem with my TP. Yeah, I got it. Second one. See, now I want to import this transport request. Select the transport request and say request import. What happens when you say import? It will ask you for target system, target client and options. That's it. From here, the same, this video, whatever the video you just saw, how to import a transport request. Simple. Go to your quality system and hit TMS underscore import. Add the transport request will be already added to your quality. Here in this example, the transport request is not added. That is the reason they are manually adding that by going into extras, adding transport request. But in our case, the next target system is quality. You need not to add this also. This step is not required for you. Already it is added. If it is not looking there, then you have to add manually. Already it is looking at qualities buffer. Na? Just you select the transport request. So these all you can skip. You can skip all these. Already added to our import queue, qualities import queue. So when you log in into quality system, you will get this screen. Just you have to select the transport request or transport request SID K906 Dev K906 and click on that single truck button. That's it. Select the transport request and say import. In quality system you logged in now. Development system you created transport request, you release there. After that you copied co-file data file from there and you selected this transport request and say import. Give the target system. Already target system also will be there. Why you configure TMS na? By default you will get QA there. Just you have to select a client. Why in a quality also you will be having some number of clients. In which client you want to import. So you have to give that client number and options. Just to select options, immediate, and say go to options. And select whatever the options they gave you in the ticket. According to the developer's wish, we have to select that. And say OK. Your transport request will be imported. Continue. So that options we choose. Once again it is giving you the confirmation. If you are okay with that, say yes. Otherwise cancel and uncheck them. Import queue is ended. Reading import queue and it will import the transport request. That's it. Here you will get the return code. Yeah, that's it for the day. Anything? Any doubts from your end? Tomorrow we'll see the TMS configuration one more time and I'll show you how to delete TMS configuration, how to reconfigure, then how it is importing. At the time of importation, what is happening in a backend. As a basis consultant, what is your duty? Okay, transport importation is very simple. Just go to your development system, they released and they gave you the target system name, target client number and the options. You just log in into the quality system, say TMS underscore import and search for the transport request. The transport request you'll get, select that and say import, select your target system, target client and select options, say OK. What is there in that? Everything, everyone can do that, right? But if this transport request is running for so long time, this truck button is running so long time, you have to troubleshoot as a basis consultant. Why this transport request is not importing immediately? Why it is taking this much time? The transport request hang, how you resolve? To resolve that, first of all, you should know what is happening in a backend. Then only you can troubleshoot, right? LKG and UKG boys also can do this importation. Importation is not a big task. Anyone can do the importation. But if you get the problem, where you check in a backend how it is importing the data from application level to database level. You copied that co-file data file to USR SAP trans co-file data file of quality system. But how it is, who is reading that files from there and importing into the database, and what are the activities happening in the backend, that you want to know. Tomorrow we'll see all those things. By that we'll finish TMS concepts. Any doubts?
Sir, tomorrow once show SC06 before TMS settings like domain controller, how to add system.
Yeah, TMS configuration, na?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you tomorrow once again. We'll delete the
Yeah.
TMS. See, I'll leave the system like this only. Tomorrow, what we do, we start with deletion. Already we TMS configured. We delete a TMS configuration first, then we reconfigure. Then I'll show you what is happening in a backend. Is it fine?
Okay.
Okay. Any other one? No doubts. Chalo, that's it for the day. Bye.